My sister made fun of my baby's name. I named my daughter Aurelia. It's a family name from my husband's grandmother, who basically raised him after his mom died. When I told my sister Bridget the name over FaceTime, she literally spit out her coffee laughing. Aurelia? What the hell? Did you lose a bet? That sounds like a disease you'd catch from a public pool. I hung up, but she didn't stop. She made a whole Instagram story with that text-to-speech voice saying Aurelia over and over with crying laughing emojis. Posted it to her close friends, which included half our family. My aunt called me asking if I was okay, and if the baby hormones were making me choose weird things. 2 weeks later, Bridget showed up at my place unannounced. She walked in holding a Starbucks cup with Areola written on it. Oops, the barista must have heard me wrong when I said your kid's name. She was cracking up. My husband Jake left the room before he said something he'd regret. But here's the thing about Bridget. She's worked at the same dental office for 3 years, always bragging about how she's basically the manager, even though she's just a receptionist. She's been dating this guy Connor for 6 months and won't shut up about how he's the one and how they're gonna get engaged soon. Last Tuesday, I was at Target buying diapers when I ran into Connor, alone, looking miserable in the baby aisle. Hey, I said, what are you doing here? He looked embarrassed. My sister just had a baby. I'm trying to find a gift, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Bridget didn't come with you? Nah, she said baby stuff is boring. He paused. Actually, can I ask you something? Is Bridget always this mean about stuff? Like she made fun of my sister's baby name for an hour straight at dinner, called it white trash with aspirations. My whole family was uncomfortable as hell. I just stared at him. What was the name? Aurelia? My brain short-circuited. Your sister named her baby Aurelia? Yeah, after our grandmother. Why? I started laughing. Not a small laugh. Full body shaking, tears streaming, had to lean against the shelves of formula. Connor looked genuinely concerned. You good? Your sister is your sister. My baby is also named Aurelia, after my husband's grandmother. Connor's face went completely white. Wait, Bridget made fun of your baby's name? For 2 weeks straight, called it a pool disease, made Instagram stories, brought me a coffee cup with Areola written on it. Jesus Christ. He ran his hand through his hair. She told me she thought it was the most beautiful name she'd ever heard when she met my niece last weekend. She literally cried and said it was elegant and timeless. The next day was Sunday dinner at my parents' house. Bridget showed up with Connor. My baby was sleeping in her carrier on the couch. Mom was cooking, Dad was watching football, normal family stuff. Bridget walked over to the carrier and actually cooed. She's so precious. Have you guys picked a name yet? Before I could answer, Connor said, yeah, they told me. Aurelia, right? Same as my niece. The room went dead silent. Bridget's face turned red. Oh, that's nice. Funny, Connor continued, because you told me it was the most beautiful name you'd ever heard. Made you cry, you said. So elegant and timeless. Mom put down her wooden spoon. Bridget, didn't you make fun of that name for weeks? Dad turned off the TV. Bridget tried to laugh it off. I was joking, obviously. You called it a pool disease, I said flatly. Posted about it on Instagram. Brought me a cup that said Areola on it. Connor was staring at her like he'd never seen her before. You did what? It was a joke. God, everyone's so sensitive now. Your joke involved a coffee cup that said Areola to mock your sister who just had a baby? Connor stood up. That's not funny. That's just being a dick. Oh please, like you're so perfect. You literally said last week that naming kids after old people is stupid. I said naming your kid after celebrities is stupid. That's completely different, and I sure as shit didn't bully my sibling about it for weeks. Well, maybe if your family didn't have such pretentious taste. My grandmother's name is pretentious? She fled Poland with nothing and built a whole life here. That name means everything to us, just like it means everything to Jake's family. Connor grabbed his jacket. We're done. What? Because I made a joke? Because you're a completely different person depending on who you're trying to impress. You spent 2 hours at my family dinner crying about how meaningful the name was, then I find out you've been shit-talking your own sister for choosing the same name. That's not joke behavior. That's fake as hell. He walked out.